Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're going to unpack a whole set of sources looking at the Ministry of Works and Transport in Trinidad and Tobago. That's MOWT.
Right, the body basically responsible for, well, all the national infrastructure, connectivity, roads, transport, the works.
Exactly. But what jumps out from all these sources is this recurring theme. They call it a persistent implementation deficit.
Yeah, it's a really significant gap. Essentially, what the ministry is supposed to do, its huge mandate, just isn't matching up with what gets done effectively on the ground.
And this isn't just administrative inefficiency, is it? There's a real cost.
Oh, massive one. The sources actually cite a UN assessment looking at traffic congestion alone. Because the roads are so poorly maintained, the economic hit from lost productivity is estimated at $2.26 billion.
Wow. $2.26 billion per year.
Per year, just from traffic jams linked to bad roads. So
Right.
right away, you see this isn't some minor issue. It's deeply impacting the economy.
Okay, so let's try and square that huge economic cost with the actual spending, because the numbers there are also pretty big, right?
They are. That's the paradox. Between 2021 and 2023, the MOWT apparently spent over $600,000 every single day just on road repair.
$600,000 a day.
Uh-huh. But then fast forward to May 2025, and you have the Prime Minister publicly calling the state of the roads a, quote, national disgrace.
Even after. How much was it overall?
Over $10 billion spent in the 9 years before that statement.
So $10 billion spent, roads are a disgrace, $600 K a day. It doesn't add up. Where's the disconnect?
Well, the sources suggest it's not really about the amount of money. It's about deep flaws in the system, starting with enforcement, or lack thereof.
Like what?
Like overloaded trucks. The engineering is clear. A truck that's just twice the legal weight limit, it causes 22 times more damage to the road base.
22 times from one overweight truck.
Exactly. It pulverizes the pavement, but the enforcement. The sources call it woefully inadequate.
Inadequate.
Get this. January 2021 to May 2023. Over 2 years. Only 62 penalty tickets issued for overloading.
62 across the whole country.
That's what the source indicates. So if you're not policing the primary cause of damage, you can pour money into repairs forever, right? The roads just won't last.
Okay, so weak enforcement is one major breakdown. What else?
Then there's the institutional finger pointing. The infamous blame game, particularly between MOWT and WASA, the Water and Sewerage Authority.
Ah, yes, the leaks versus the roadworks.
Precisely. MOWT blames WASA's constant leaks, thousands of them, for undermining the road foundations.
Makes sense. Water under the road is bad.
But then WASA sometimes fires back, saying, hold on, maybe your shoddy road construction broke our pipes in the first place.
So they're locked in this expensive loop. Fix the road, dig it up for pipes, fix the pipes, patch the road badly.
And it just keeps going. It's incredibly costly and inefficient. And it's not just about old roads failing either.
What do you mean?
Look at the Elmina-Clark Allen Highway. Brand new. $500 million opened April 2025. Sections started failing, experiencing slippage within days of opening.
Days. On a brand new highway.
Yep. Which tells you the problem isn't just age or wear and tear. It's embedded in the whole project delivery, process design, oversight, construction. Something's fundamentally flawed.
Which leads inevitably to questions about accountability and, well, integrity.
Absolutely. And the sources point to some really concerning examples, especially within the transport division, the old licensing office.
Like that bribery case.
Exactly. A case originating way back in 2000, it finally concludes. 24 years later, November 2024, with an acquittal.
24 years.
Key witnesses had died. And the core evidence, marked bills used in the sting, was reportedly destroyed in a fire back in 2009.
So evidence gone, witnesses gone.
Yeah.
Justice delayed is justice denied, right?
Completely. And when you have delays like that, it just breeds cynicism. It feeds into this huge divide between the official story and what people experience.
The narrative divide, as the sources put it.
Right. MOWT pushes out updates, highlighting maybe 600 road projects in 2023 using hashtags like #MOTDAction.
Trying to show progress.
But then you look at public perception, like that survey on the PTSC bus service, also state-owned. 85% of users found it unsatisfactory. There's a massive disconnect between the PR and the reality for many people.
So pulling all these threads together, if it's not just about money, what's the core issue identified in these sources?
It seems to boil down to four main things, really. 1, fragmented responsibility, like the MOWT-WASA battle. 2, weak enforcement, like with the trucks. 3, just general operational inefficiency, maybe in project management. And 4, The result of all that is a serious erosion of public trust.
Lack of money isn't the headline problem. It's structure, enforcement, efficiency, trust.
That's the core takeaway from across these sources.
Okay. And there's one last point the sources raise, kind of a structural challenge for the long term.
Yeah.
Well, big infrastructure projects, the kind that last generations, they need consistent focus over decades, right?
Of course. Long-term vision, stable planning.
But the MOWT, like many government departments, sees frequent changes in leadership. Ministers come and go, often tied to these relatively short 5-year election cycles.
I see where you're going.
So the provocative thought these sources leave you with is, how can you possibly achieve that kind of multi-decade infrastructure resilience and planning when the political leadership, the very top of the ministry, potentially changes every 5 years? It's a real structural tension to think about.